everyone. I'm racing Rachel McLaughlin in today for Mackenzie. Definitely a much needed rest for that woman, as I am exhausted from yesterday's show. Keeping two men in line such as these guys is no easy task. The Colts are on a bye, but we've still got plenty of NFL games to break down today. Plus, we'll look ahead to next week's showdown with the Patriots coming up on All Indiana Bets.
My name is Jason Hammer, and if I don't go 5-0 today, I will shave off my iconic beard and mustache.
Hey, I am Scott Long, and first off, you know, he's never going to go 5-0. We've been watching this long enough. I have a really good chance. I am on fire! 3-0 yesterday in college basketball. Best bet, long shot. Long shot. Ooh, we got big news about the long shot. Could it be 8 in a row right here, right now? Let's go! Woo!
This is All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook and Lunazul Tequila. Feed the wolf.
Gambling and booze sponsors, I love this show already. Welcome to All Indiana Bets. Thank you for making us a part of your NFL Sunday. You guys, it is really hard to believe that we're already week 14. We've got playoff stuff on our line here. It's major playoffs here on the schedule is what we're going to talk about today. So before we get into today's games, let's talk about the Colts. They've got a lot coming up. They enter the bye week with a 7-6 record after a win over the Texans. So there's 4 games coming up remaining. It's a sticky schedule, that's for sure, back-to-back. Their total is currently sitting at 9.5. Let's take a look at what's left. You guys know what games are coming up, but we got New England on Sunday, which
Saturday night.
Or Saturday. Yeah, see, and I even asked Hammer, I'm like, dude, when's the last time they played on a Saturday? I don't even remember that. And then we've got Arizona Christmas Day and then Raiders on January 2nd. So with what's coming up, what's going on, what are you guys' thoughts?
This is a challenging schedule here. So the over-under, if you want to call it that, for the Colts to make the playoffs is about 2.5. Conventional wisdom says you need to win at least 2 of these, maybe 3, to be securely in the playoffs. Scott, I like the Colts next weekend. We got a whole week to prepare for that one. But the Christmas game on the road at Arizona, that's the one that sticks out for me. Right. So it could be a problem. And the Raiders, you never know what you're going to get with the Raiders. And don't sleep on Jacksonville to end the season. As bad as they are, for whatever reason, the Colts have problems down in Jacksonville. Even here in Indy, that wasn't a blowout game earlier this year. So this is going to be really tough for the Indianapolis Colts, Scott. I certainly don't think this is a cakewalk for them.
Yeah, I'm sure some of you guys turned on your TVs and you're like, what do you mean? The Colts aren't even playing today? Because, I mean, that happens. Not everybody knows. And I will also say, this is the show to watch today, because we're going to actually make the other games interesting. Yes. We're going to tell you who to bet on and how to make money since the Colts aren't involved. Your rooting interest isn't there. Where is it in regards to the Colts in the 2 games? They have to win 3. That will get them in the playoffs for sure. Right. 2, probably not. Possibly, they're going to have to ask a lot. I think they're going to win 3. I do agree with you. I think the schedule sets up beautifully with New England because we have the bye week. We have more time to work on that. I like us against everybody but Arizona. I think you think the Raiders are a better team than maybe I do. I agree that the Jaguars are a loose cannon. You never know, the Jags. So we'll see. But man, this is going to be a good show today because we're going to make some money.
Now, again, I'm the one that grew up in Beech Grove.
Right.
You are from Anderson.
Oh, you got to play this Jags
You're the one
thing.
that always puts the W in Jaguars. There is no W. Jaguars. It's not that hard. The Jaguars. Okay. Do you also drive on Washington Street and get your car washed?
And he doesn't like noodles in his chili. So this is just, I was a Scott fan, and now I feel like we've been divided. It's just not right.
Listen, we don't have enough time in
Yeah,
the show to talk noodles and chili. We could literally do a 3 to 4 hour show on noodles and chili.
I'm going to take the under on noodles and chili, like 0.
All right,
okay,
guys.
get to
A little bit
it.
more about the Patriots here. Let's talk actual football. New England currently has the best record in the AFC, and the Colts are on the outside looking in here. It's a little bit of a wild card here. We just found out it's going to be a pick'em game. The line right now has changed. We just found out right before we went live. Guys, are you surprised by that? How do you feel? We found out
I'm not surprised because I just said New England, I thought, would lose the Colts. We move the lines. That's what happens here right now.
We dictate policy around here. We dictate the lines.
I mean, the Colts right now, their offense is one of the top 10 in football. The defense is one of the top 10 or 12 in football. The special teams is great. And we barely have a 500 record. It's just such a weird situation. No one wants to face the Colts in the playoffs. I'm loving them next week. I'm not surprised.
I'm with you. I like the Colts. We'll see what the line does throughout the course of the week because the line dictates where you put your money at.
Right.
But I've said for a number of weeks, the only person that can stop the Indianapolis Colts is head coach Frank Reich. To me, that's the one guy that can completely derail this whole thing by not giving the ball to his best player.
Right. No. All right, guys, let's go over your first picks here. And in racing, okay, because I'm the racing analyst.
Racing Rachel is here.
In fuego is what we call it. So Scott is on fire. So definitely want to hear your pick here. Give us your first pick, Scott.
Well, I won't even pronounce Jacksonville. I'm just going to say.
Thank you.
I like Jacksonville just because of the points. Right now, the Titans are a mess physically. I think talent level, it's not a big difference. Now, I trust Vrabel a lot more. But I think Trevor Lawrence is starting to find his groove. I really enjoy putting my money this week, getting those large number against the Titans.
You know, sometimes the stars align and things are lined up. To where I just have to agree with Scott Long.
Oh my gosh.
I like the points here. This is a lot of points. Now, let's go back to earlier in the year.
Can I stop you 1 second? Do we have time, Rachel, for you to race over to Indiana Grand and put money on the Titans? Because when we go together, it does not work out well.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
You heard it
I'm
here
sorry,
first.
Hammer. Go ahead.
But this past week, we've got a lot of drama, it sounds like, from the Jags locker room here. Urban Meyer fighting with assistants, players threatening to walk out, this or that. The last time we had drama with the Jags was that little road trip Urban Meyer took.
Sure.
What happened after that? They played pretty well against the Titans. The score of that game was nowhere near indicative of how close that was in the fourth quarter. Then the Jags won the following week. So, for whatever reason, Urban Meyer seems to respond when there's a little controversy here. Too many points against a Titans team that just can't seem to put it together without Derrick Henry. I think the Titans win, but the Jags hang around and they keep it within 8.5.
All right, guys, 2 picks down here. We've got plenty more to come. If you want to get a head start on locking these plays in, go to our website right now. I said it yesterday. This is so cool. Hammer and Scott's picks are already posted, and all you have to do is go and scan that QR code in the top right corner of your screen and click the link to today's show. All right, guys, it's time for our first break. When we come back, we'll shift our focus to the NBA. So we're going to B-ball here. It's been a wild week, to say the least, for the Indiana Pacers, with big changes likely on the way. What are realistic expectations for the blue and gold this season? We'll break it down next on All Indiana Bets.
All Indiana Bets is presented by Lunazul Tequila. Feed the wolf.
Welcome back, everyone. Normally, our Sunday shows are all about the NFL, but we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the Indiana Pacers after everything that's gone on this past week. So we're going to do so in a little segment that we like to call Love It or Leave It.
Love it or leave it. You better not wait. You better hit bullseye. The kid don't play. That's Vanilla Ice.
Did you just rap?
Ice,
That's embarrassing
ice,
for him.
baby.
Let's move on. I'll give you guys the bet. And if you love it, well, you know what to do. And then you leave it. I think I know where you guys are going to go with this. Are you ready to dive in to some hoops?
Head first.
Let me say, no, I'm going to.
Through the basket.
I want to speak for a lot of the audience.
Shoved in a hoop before.
That's another story we don't have time for. Every week, there's another story we don't have time for. We should just do one episode that's just called Stories We Don't Have Time For.
We want people to watch
I don't feel like we have time for the NBA, quite frankly. I know a lot of our viewers are like, oh my God, this is an NFL show. Why are we even talking about it? Because the Colts are on a bye. The producer wants something local. Somebody did some demo work 13 years ago that said everything's got to be local. I'm just telling you right now, I haven't watched 3 minutes of the Pacers, so that'll give you a point of view on where I feel the team is. Do your job, Rachel. I'm sorry.
All right, the reports have surfaced earlier this week that the Pacers are looking to trade some of their core pieces. Chris LeVert, Domantas Sabonis, and Miles Turner, etc. Pacers currently have a 12-16 record, which is pretty bad, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But they have won 3 straight. Hammer and I went to the Heat game, and since then,
I have not been paying attention.
since that loss, they have been on. So 3 wins in a row, currently sits at 39. Scott, where do you see them go from here?
Oh, boy.
We already said it.
I don't know if you can go up to the counter at Indiana Grand and for a Caesars Sportsbook and go,
I just like
that's
the
where I
Caesars
put my
Sportsbook drop.
money on that. No, they're going to blow the whole team up. They'll be lucky to win 32 games, so...
It's funny how you threatened to trade everybody.
Yeah.
They managed to step their game up a little bit. It's kind of reminded me of earlier the year in this show when Scott was struggling and I was threatening to move him off the show.
You mean when I was 75%?
Next thing you know, his long shots were on fire. True. The same thing is happening with the Indiana Pacers right now. I still don't like them to get to 39 wins, though.
Good.
If they're going to trade everybody away, why would you think they're going to get to 39 wins? No, leaving it.
All right, so you're both leaving it, and now we're going to move on to one of the few bright spots for the Pacers this season, which has been the play of rookie Chris Duarte. Mr. Duarte could see his role increase if LeVert does get traded. So Duarte is currently listed at plus 4,000 to win the NBA's Rookie of the Year award, which is amazing. Loving or leaving him at the odds we got.
I'm loving that.
Yeah?
You know, here's why. I mean, you're like, well, you don't watch the Pacers. I watch the highlights. I turn on Wish
Everybody does.
at 11 and watch that 30 seconds on the Pacers, and that's the one guy I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying Duarte. That has been a good pick. They got him late in the draft. I mean, he's quite frankly about the same age as Miles Turner, even though Miles Turner's been in the league for about a decade at this point. I don't know where he went to school. Point is, take that. That's a good money. When they trade everybody and he's scoring 22 points a game, he could be Rookie of the Year.
I see where you're going with that, and I
didn't.
do like Chris Duarte. I think he is going to be the future of this organization, but I just don't see the NBA giving hardware to a team that's going to finish near the basement of the Eastern Conference.
Wow.
Not the Western Conference, the Eastern Conference. Sure. This is tough. I think he's a player. He's got that clutch gene in him.
Yeah.
He can hit some last-second shots, but again, I just don't think that the NBA is going to say, you know what? You know who was a difference maker on that team that finished near the bottom? Chris Duarte. I'm leaving it.
All right, guys, let's get back to football, and we've got Scott up first, who, the percentage-wise, I mean, let's go, Scott. Let's hear what you've got to say for your
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I've been so good. How can you keep it up? I'm going to keep it up. Right now, I just took a pill to keep this up. I don't know what it's called, but I think they sell it during football ads.
He got it at Monument Circle from a guy.
Yeah, sounds sketch, bro.
No, I've been down the whole season, and I like to put these on. These are good luck. I don't know if you knew that, Rachel. What I would share with you is the Raiders, I got to stay away from them. They've done me wrong all year, but I felt the Chiefs found themselves the last couple weeks. They actually didn't score a touchdown against the Broncos. The Broncos have a good defense. Raiders don't. I think the Raiders are definitely going this direction. Chiefs might truthfully be about as hot as any team in the NFL. Take the Chiefs. That's a lot of points in a divisional game. You don't see Scott usually do that today.
All right, Hammer, give me your second pick.
It's staggering how wrong Scott Long is.
Oh, now it's happening.
You just said it's a lot of points in a divisional game.
Yeah, I kind of
Look at that, 9.5 points for the Raiders and Chiefs. Come on now. I get that the Chiefs defense has been playing a little bit better, but 9.5 for the second time these two teams have played this year. That's too many points. Give me the Raiders. I think the Chiefs win the game, but not by 9.5. That's way too many points this late in the year, divisional game. I'm Pac-Man. I'm scooping up the points. I'll take the Raiders with 9.5.
Okay, so we haven't had a challenge in quite a while, you and I.
Right.
Okay.
The last challenge we had, I won.
Yeah, that's the first time all year. That was the only time I had actually lost a challenge at that point. And what I would share with you is, I say we bring in some food, you and I, next week.
Okay.
And the winner has to bring in, the loser has to bring in the winner's food. So I'll tell you what you have to bring in next week.
You're not going to include the pregnant lady in the food challenge?
I don't know if you're here or not. I can't.
Bro.
You could literally drop a shorty at any moment. You might not be here next week.
I have a feeling I'll have to eat some kind of Cincinnati chili.
I hope you like Hot Pockets.
Don't bring up chili. It's a touchy subject. All right, you guys have waited long enough. When we come back, it is time to give the people what they want. It's the segment that has odds makers.
Oh, here it is.
In their boots.
Did Scott write this copy?
Scott will try to make it 8 wins in a row. The long shot is next on All Indiana Bets. Stick around, guys.
That pill's kicking in.
The Long Shot, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook.
All right, guys, it's the hottest betting segment going on right now. He is in fuego everywhere. Hopefully, you've been betting the money line on all of these last 7 weeks. For the last 7 weeks, this man, Scott's NFL long shot.
Right.
Look at that.
7-0 against the spread.
No place
7-0
anywhere
Wow.
can do that.
I'm impressed.
I mean,
Hammer's literally fuming with jealousy over here. So
you know who this
I
is
made
sponsored?
bets. I may be jealous, but I got the money.
Long Shot, sponsored by Caesars Sportsbook. This is a sponsored. I'm not gonna get in all the details of this. This seems another crazy one. I mean, these bets, I'm not just betting 2 or 3 point spreads. A lot of these, there's been 2 double digits that have covered outright. Today, it's the football team. I don't like where the Cowboys' direction is going. They were losing some players that are vital to their offense. I think we've all seen that. I don't like McCarthy in the matchup in this coaching situation. So take the Cowboys, 8 in a row, and I'm taking that money that I'm winning today, and I'm buying a little gift for our friend that's going to be coming into the world in Valentine's Day.
Future NFL player, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
All right, Hammer, give me a long shot.
We're raising a future degenerate. That's fantastic.
Oh, he's destined to be one. Tell us your pick, Hammer.
All right, so I'm going to keep the same game here. What am I not understanding about this point spread?
Yeah.
This was 4.5 yesterday.
Yeah.
And in the span of 24 hours, it's gone up 2 points. That is unheard of for a rivalry game like this, featuring one of NFL's signature franchises in the Dallas Cowboys here. I liked Washington at 4.5. And I woke up today and it was like Christmas early. I get an extra 2 points.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go along with Scott here. It's too many points. Again, it's a division game. Washington's defense is finally starting to live up to the hype here. I like the points. I'll scoop up the football team.
And next we have a Ballin' on a Budget.
Yes.
Hammer's Balling on a Budget parlay. So this is where you just take $5. I love these. I love doing these in racing. These are always fun because you take a little bit and you make a lot. So $5 into 60, but here's the catch. You have to hit all 4 picks in order to win. We call this a pick 4, a pick 5, a pick 6 in racing. Tell us what you got.
So, got to hit them all here, and we're going to start with Washington. We got a gift of 2 extra points this morning. Let's ride the Lightning. The Packers. Aaron Rodgers said it best, I own you when it comes to the Chicago Bears. We'll get into that a little bit later on. Look at the Raiders. Again, division game, getting 9.5. That's a big total. The Chiefs historically don't cover a lot. Let's go with the Raiders here. And Monday night, I like the Rams getting points. I've always said, if I've got the better quarterback getting points, I'll take it. I think Matthew Stafford is a better quarterback than Kyler Murray. You can come at me at Jason Allen Hammer on Twitter. Make these bets, all 4 go right. You're going to turn $5 into $60, and you will have the finest wines and cheeses in your house.
Don't at me, bro. We've already given you plenty of winners today, but there are still many more to come. Jason and Scott are ready to give you their best bets of the day. Your Larceny locks are coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
The Larceny Lock is brought to you by Larceny Bourbon. Steal a taste.
Before we get started, a disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen. Hammer mixed me up a nice Sprite on the rocks. And we took the vodka away, so he couldn't sneak that in my drink this week. As
because
the
I'm a
pregnant lady
gentleman.
on the show, I'd just like to tell you all, don't send the angry emails. I'm drinking Sprite this afternoon. Each week on the show, the guys give you 5 NFL picks each, but only one can be the Larceny Lock.
This is so good.
You know what?
Sorry.
Every time you rub it in, I swear to God.
Scott and I
These
don't
are-
have Sprite. We have some of the Lunazul tequila with some Red Bull. We call this a Vegas bomb.
I needed the Red
man.
I love Vegas bombs. They
But
were
yeah,
my choice.
you do
They were
you.
my choice. Scott's best bets for the week 14 of the NFL season brought to you, as always, by Larceny Bourbon. And right now we're going to start with Hammer with his pick. So tell us your Larceny lock.
All right. Aaron Rodgers against the Chicago Bears. Scott, what do you got?
You don't have to say anymore.
Wow.
You're right.
That's it.
That's it.
Move
I mean,
it.
really,
That's
that's
it. Come on.
Packers minus
Speaks for
11 and a half.
itself.
It's gone down a point from yesterday.
No.
I get some of the sharps are in on the Bears. I have no idea why. Aaron Rodgers is the type of dude who runs off revenge and spite.
Yeah.
A lot of people gave him a bunch of crap when he told the Bear fans, I own you. You know what he wants to do today? Prove that he was 100% right. Aaron Rodgers is a vengeful man, and for that, my money's on him tonight.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, tell us your lock.
Now, you said he runs on revenge and spite.
Yes.
And I don't know, you know, Rachel, revenge and Sprite. That's wonderful about
Hey, that's
Rachel.
a
there
nice
it is.
There it
horse
is.
name. That's a nice thoroughbred name.
I'm going to tell you right
Sprite.
now, I love the Browns in this situation, and the spread's kind of moved. I don't love them quite as much. A lot of people followed along. Here's why the Browns, I mean, you're like, the Ravens are so good, and they're not very good right now. This is not the Ravens of the last, I don't know, decade. This team is beat up, and the Browns have been beat up, but they had a bye last week, and they're getting healthier, and they've got offensive linemen that are doing well. I love the Browns in every bit of this situation, except that the Ravens do play well in the dog spot. Still like the Browns. This is a do or die game for the Browns and their chances of the playoffs. Go with Cleveland.
All right, guys, we are going to take a quick time out, but stick around. Stay right here. Hammer is going to give you some NFL prop bets that you can take to the bank. That's coming up next in Prop, Lock, or Drop It. And stick around to see if the pregnant lady gets up and actually pop, locks, and drop it.
Oh, let's go.
I tricked you. I'm not going to do it, but I made you stick around.
Oh, come on.
It's Prop, Lock, or Drop It time. I'm not going to break an ankle. Hammer has been handing out NFL prop bets all season long, and he's been hot lately. 5 and 2 over the last 3 weeks on a little segment that we like
That's
to
good,
call
Hammer.
Prop, Lock,
You
or
don't get
Drop
enough.
It.
You don't get enough compliment. Rachel, I'm going to tell you, he does not get enough compliments on the show.
Thank
5 and 2
you.
is great.
That is
Thank
great.
you.
I bet
Pat
him.
on the back for you, bro.
You know what I did with that money? Went to Family Leisure.
It's hot and you need a pool. It's cold out right now. My boss Kevin's gonna love me for saying that.
Yeah.
Here's how it works.
I got to
give
get a
him-
discount on a bumper pool table. Come
I
on.
got
Can I get
your
a hot
back.
tub by
I
the
got
bar?
your back.
Because that's what this show is missing.
You
No,
get
it
the
does
family and
not.
friends discount, both of you.
Thank you.
I give him a prop bet. He'll tell you if you should lock in the over or drop it and go under. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's get serious. First up, we have the Bills quarterback Josh Allen taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Old Mr. Brady, over and under for passing touchdowns set at 1.5. Are you gonna lock it or are you gonna drop it?
I love this game today. This is the game of the day today. Buffalo against Tampa Bay. Let's talk about Josh Allen here. Last time we saw Josh Allen, he was trying to throw passes into what looked like hurricane-level winds up at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Man, I like Allen in this spot here. I think you're going to see a lot of points in this game today. Over, under 1.5 touchdowns. I'm going to lock this one in. I think Tampa Bay they're going to do what they do. They're going to throw it around the yard. You know what Bruce Arians does. If the Bills want to keep pace, they're going to have to get their receivers involved, which means Josh Allen is airing it out. We're going over 1.5 touchdowns for Josh Allen today.
All right, next up we have Sunday Night Football, Packers versus the Bears.
The Bears.
Aaron Rodgers is my man, and his passing touchdown total also set at 1.5. Are you going to lock or are you going to drop?
Aaron Rodgers against the Bears.
Let's think about that.
Yes, I'm going to lock this one in.
And if you don't, you're
could
crazy.
Pick one NFL team for Aaron Rodgers to go out of his way to try to humiliate, it's the Chicago Football Bears, especially coming up off what happened the last time. We talked about it earlier when everybody got their feelings hurt. Well, I can't believe Aaron Rodgers said that he owns the Bear fans. Yeah, you know what Aaron Rodgers wants to do tonight? Own the Bear fans once again to prove he was absolutely right. He's going to have this possibly done by the first half. We're going over 1.5 passing touchdowns for a guy that should be the NFL MVP.
All right, guys, this is the last one, and we're going to go with Taysom Hill. Saints quarterback is taking on the New York Jets today. So the over or under and a half passing touchdowns for Taysom. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts here? This one's not as easy, I don't think.
So the Saints are getting Alvin Kamara back today in their backfield. And when it comes to their quarterback position, I want absolutely nothing to do with any of these props because it's like throwing darts into a board here. Look at the quarterback numbers Taysom Hill puts up. He might complete 6 passes. He could have 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 picks. He might run for 100 yards today. There are too many unknowns here. You couldn't get me to bet on this game if Kate Upton popped out of the screen and handed me $100 bills.
What?
I want absolutely nothing to do with this game. I'm dropping it. And anybody that places a prop bet on the Saints today, you're flushing your money down the toilet.
Hey, can I ask a question, Hammer? I don't know. I have the Red Zone. I do not have this Kate Upton channel that you're talking about. I got to get that. I don't know what's happening with my
I don't care
cable.
what Kate Upton popped out of. I'd bet whatever she told me to.
Thank you.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
I'm going to talk more about the Saints soon.
Yes, please do. We're going to take a quick timeout. Stick around, though.
Where's the dance? I was promised prop lock or drop it dance.
Ryan Kramer is set to join us. I left time for the Wise Guys segment. I didn't want to steal their thunder. Plus, Hammer and Scott will give you their final NFL picks coming up next.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to All Indiana Bets. My name is Peter Hood, joined by the Wise Guy out in Los Angeles, Ryan Kramer from the Sports Gambling Podcast. All right, Ryan, you are, as I understand here, hopping aboard the Taylor Heineke hype train for your first play. Washington football team has been rolling lately. Why do you like him this week against their rival?
Honestly, this is more of a fade of the Cowboys. Everyone will tell you how good that defense has played, but they are giving up 5.9 yards per play. That is second worst only to the Jets. So when I look at this Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, Taylor Heineke-led offense, I expect them to be able to move the ball. And in this rivalry spot at home, I like the football team to get it done against the Cowboys. Sprinkle the money line here.
Play number 2 for you. We're going to Monday Night Football, no?
Monday Night Football, Arizona, Los Angeles, huge game. I love this spot. Last thing I'm going to dangle here, because this is really a fade of Matt Stafford. People are starting to get onto this, but Matthew Stafford has never won an NFL game against a team 5 games over 500. Never. All right. Maybe it wasn't just the Lions, because if you go furthermore, he's 9-70 against winning teams in the National Football League. Don't be confused by that big victory against the bad Jags team in a big divisional spot where Arizona sees the 1 seed in their crosshairs. They get it done as less than a field goal favorite at home.
See, that's why you're a pro right there. That kind of statistical information is why we bring you on the show. If folks want to get more information like that from you and your team regarding NFL, college football, college basketball plays, tell them where to go, Ryan.
SportsGamblingPodcast.com. Wherever you listen to your fine podcasts, just drop in Sports Gambling Podcast. Like you said, we're covering NFL, we're covering all the bowl games, and of course, we're jumping in head first to college basketball.
All right, my man, best of luck this weekend with the plays, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Best of luck.
I like how producer Pete has used last call. More booze references that Rachel can't partake in.
Put that down, Rachel.
Thanks a lot, Pete. I see what you're doing here. Last call for picks. Scott, you're up. Give us your last call here.
The Saints.
Oh, it's Hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer.
I don't blame you for starting with me.
You know what?
You could have just went with Scott, but that's okay.
We'd rather do Hammer. Get him out of the way, right?
The abuse that I take on this show, I'm nothing but nice to these people. I am a scholar and I'm a gentleman, and I'm tired of the abuse that I take on this show.
If anybody's going to believe you, don't lead with I'm a scholar or a gentleman. But go ahead, Hammer.
Look,
focus on it.
I'm a little concerned that, Scott, you, myself, and our wise guy, Ryan Kramer, all have the Washington football team. Kind of makes me want to hammer the Cowboys right now. But I'm going to go under in this game as well, under 48. And this is because I like what Washington's defense has finally turned into. We thought they were going to be really good at the beginning of the year. They weren't. But finally, they're starting to play some good ball here. Divisional game. These things are a slugfest. We're going to go under 48. And 56% of the NFL games this year have been under. Here's another one.
And as you teased, you guys are all on the same thing, so it's the kiss of death, huh?
It kind of is.
It usually is.
It's not worked out well, but it's got to turn around eventually. Now, that's how I feel about the Saints. I have not had good luck with the Saints this year. I was like, I can't stick with the Saints anymore. And then what happens? They play the Jets. The Jets, the worst team pretty much in the history of the NFL against the spread. And they are right there again this year. And here's what I love. I don't think the Saints can score against almost anyone except the Jets. The Jets brought in a defensive coordinator to be their head coach. Their defense is worse than ever. I love the Saints in this spot. Take it, 5.5, whatever. I know they're on the road. It's money.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back,
this is so good. This Lunazol tequila.
He's just doing this on purpose.
Is so good.
All he does is torture me. He's done it for years, decade. I've known this man. It's just torture from him. We'll head over to the St. Shack for another edition of On the Rocks, and you'll learn how to make my favorite smell so good, the Vegas bomb, on the other side of this break. So stick around.
On the Rocks is brought to you by Evan Williams. Bourbon done right.
Hello and welcome back to On the Rocks. Brent Holberson with Heaven Hill Brands here, coming to you from beautiful downtown Indianapolis on Meridian Street. Come to you today to talk with my man Steven over here, showing us a wonderful shot we're going to be doing. And also got our Global Whiskey Ambassador, Mr. Bernie Lovers, with us. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Doing very well.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Steven.
Yeah. What do we got today?
So this is a Vegas bomb. It's kind of a staple on Meridian Street here with the nightclub scene. So basically what it is it's just a shot here of Evan Williams Peach.
Peach-flavored whiskey. God, I think it shows the versatility of whiskey.
It definitely does. It definitely does. We're doing a half can of Red Bull here.
It's about as simple as it gets, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Meridian Street out here, typically a lot more nightclubs. So this is a very high volume area. This is one of our staples here for that lifestyle.
Yeah, and then you get to do it yourself, right?
Yeah,
you get
absolutely.
hand it to them.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Brent, you get to do it yourself.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, by all means.
And there you are, sir.
All right, well, thank
Just
you.
drop that guy in there.
A little homage to Hammer's Lock It, Drop It, and Shot. Cheers.
He's had practice at that, Steven.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. Join us next time on The Rocks, and be sure to check out the patron saint and St. Shack. Cheers.
Yeah. Show me another program in television that has as much fun as we do.
No.
We make picks, we make money, we make drinks. It's what we do, it's how we get down. And let's recap what Scott and I have got on the big board for today. Again, Colts have the bye, so you can just sit back, relax, and turn on the Red Zone channel and let all of your bets fly. I like the Jags plus 8.5 today. I don't know if they win the game, but I think they keep it close. Jags hang around. They played the Titans close the first time around. Don't be fooled by that score the first time. Raiders plus 9.5. This is a division game, and the Chiefs, they have a hard time covering. Look at the numbers. Too many points in a divisional game. The Washington football team getting 6.5. It was 4.5 like 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's jumped up to 6.5. I'm in. Christmas came early. We're going to do the same game, and we're going to go under. I'm starting very slowly to buy into that Washington football.
Hey, what
team
time is
defense.
that game on? Is that the early or the late? Do you know?
I don't know this kickoff
Because
time.
don't call Hammer, because this is very important to the rest of his day.
This is important to my kids' scholarship fund right here. And last but certainly not least, Aaron Rodgers against the Chicago Bears. The defense rests. All right, Scott, what are we looking at?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of pressure when you've been on fire like me. I get a little nervous at this point. You know, you're on a run, taking the Jags, the Jaguars.
Thank you, the Jaguars.
Okay, let's keep it going. I've had enough of that. The Chiefs, -9.5. I'm fading his Raiders pick. We'll see next week, as I will not be eating that.
Loser brings
chili.
in food, right?
Brings in food. We'll eat it on the air. Washington football team, we agree. This doesn't happen that often. I don't know what to tell you about that. I wouldn't bet the house on either one of these picks because we're together on it.
Hammer the Cowboys if we all agree.
Browns. I'm liking the Browns a lot. I loved them early. I mean, it was like close to like my pick of the year. I'm worried about Justin Tucker. He's the one thing that could screw this 2.5 up. I hope he gets hurt in pregame. Okay.
Good Lord.
Please.
Like, and again,
Saints!
why am I the bad guy on this show?
Well, I think we've proved that every time you are not in this building. The Saints, 5.5? Come on, that makes no sense. They're playing the Jets. Oh yeah, it does make sense. I get it now. That's my voice for the Jets. It's total disrespect.
All right, so before we go to our producer, Peter, Scott, I think you will enjoy this. When I was at my radio station this past week, I had somebody come up to me and say, hey, who's that guy that comes on and makes the picks at the end of the show?
I'm nervous.
Is he a contest winner? No, he's not a contest winner. He's our producer, Peter. Peter, we've got a segment called Don't Tease Me, Bro.
I like that.
Now, explain to those who might not be as in-depth at sports betting what a tease is.
Listen, it pains me to admit when Hammer is right for obvious reasons, but listen, we did a teaser on the show last week. It was a success. It hit. He said, hey, we need to make this a segment. I like doing NFL teasers for this reason. We know how big 7 points can be when you're talking about an NFL spread. Heck, 2 or 3 points is a big deal. You're able to move the line 6 or 7 points, which is what you can do with a teaser. I'm all in, and obviously the gist of this is, or the catch is, you have to hit them all, just like a parlay. So we're gonna go with Seahawks -2 against a terrible Texans team. Seahawks, believe it or not, still playing for their playoff lives. They have to win this game. I think they roll. 10.5 for the Buffalo Bills. Say no more. I know it's Tom Brady. I know it's the Bucs, but that's too many points. And then plus 9.5 for the Los Angeles Rams. Cardinals have been great this year, but they have not been great against the spread at home. Rams have been very good historically against the Cardinals. So 3-team teaser plus 130 odds, $10 to win 13. We're all in, baby.
And every week, this is within 7 points, right?
Exactly, yeah. 7 points. You can take it down to 6. You can do 6.5. You can go all the way up to 10. We're going to keep it here at 7 for the purposes of this show. But yeah, you can move the line really whichever way you want to move it.
All right, don't tease me, bro. That's Peter's teaser right there. Take that to the bank. When we come back, even though Mackenzie's not here, we still have a Mick in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel McLaughlin will have her Mick pick. That is coming up, and we'll put a bow on the big show. Don't go anywhere. This is All Indiana Bets.
All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook.
Oh,
I'm back.
Look out.
We're back, and I have my shades and my football. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to make a Mick pick. I'm going to go with the Cardinals at -2.5. These guys have been playing really hard.
Is that the temperature there?
Yes.
Negative?
You know what?
Come on, it's minus.
Minus. What did I say?
Please,
Oh my
come
gosh.
on.
As an actual sports analyst, I'm
It's a wrong pick anyway.
-2. No, the Cardinals really want that playoff spot bad. They've been proving a lot of people wrong this year. They have to step up their running game. I'm not gonna lie for you guys, but they're at home, and 8 of 10 of their wins have come by double digits, including the first meeting the last time that they played the Rams. So I am going.
They've been the
with
best team
Cardinals.
in the NFL, the Cardinals. That's
yes,
for sure.
they've got
By
a
the
great-
way, how about Racing Rachel filling in this weekend, ladies and gentlemen? Racing Rachel T-shirt. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, so Hammer named me Racing Rachel, and I brought him a T-shirt.
I dubbed you that nickname, and I
And
think
it's
it's
now
cute that
become
you think I
famous.
can fit an extra large.
Well, what can I say? Final thoughts, guys?
Hey, enjoy the day today. Thank you so much for filling in. May the odds
Thank
be
you.
ever in your favor. We'll talk to you next Saturday and Sunday, right here on All Indiana Bets.